just got issued a tornado watch across Kentucky, majority of Indiana as well. This isn't until 3 o'clock in the morning, so it is going to be an overnight event. We really haven't seen too much on the radar so far, but we are tracking the chance of some more pop-up thunderstorms that could turn severe. In fact, we just got a severe thunderstorm warning issued for a few of our communities right now. So we're starting to see some of those storms start to develop, which is why we have a tornado watch that's now in effect here for majority of our area. In fact, all of our area. So majority of Kentucky, I should say. This is in effect until 3 o'clock this morning. A tornado watch means the ingredients are there to potentially see some strong to severe thunderstorms that could have that potential to spin up a brief tornado, maybe potentially a stronger tornado. We do have the ingredients there for it. So let's go ahead and get right to that radar and talk about this severe thunderstorm warning that we're watching. Here just west of Louisville, this is for Crawford, Du Bois County, heading towards Crawford County, I should say. This is just the southeastern tip of Du Bois County and northern Perry. We are seeing just some heavy downpours with this. Not really seeing a threat of a tornado right now, but just double check and stay on the safe side. Not seeing rotation with it, which is good. Really just seeing the threat of potentially some hail, some pea-sized hail in this storm. And it's going to continue to head over to English as well as Leavenworth and just southeastern Crawford County. So I'm going to go ahead and put a track on this storm. It is moving off to the north-northeast, give or take right around 45 miles per hour. It is moving a little quickly, so it is going to head towards Louisville and just to the north of us by 9:22 p.m. That's about an hour. We have some time, and if that storm continues to develop, it could potentially feed off some of that energy that we have out there, could potentially become strong. The severe thunderstorm warning is moving towards Georgetown here over the next 9 o'clock 45 minutes. This is Eastern time, so paying attention to that. And then New Salisbury here in 30 minutes. Now looking at the wide view of things, this is really the only thunderstorm that I'm watching, but you can see we're starting to see some little rain showers and a storm starting to try to develop like what we have just west of Scottsburg right now. A storm is trying to pop up over your area that's moving off to the northeast. Now, there is a tornado warning in place just over Connorsville. This is out of our area. By the way, this is not in our area. This is Indianapolis over here. We have Greensburg. This is north of Greensburg. So it is out of our area, about, I would say, 30 miles north of North Vernon. So thankfully, those stronger storms are not heading our way. That is going to continue to move off to the east and northeast. So that is not heading its way farther south. I think the things that we are going to have to focus on here. All right, I got notice that I need to turn my microphone up. All right. Hopefully that's a little better for some people. I do see it coming in a little bit higher. So microphone is up if you couldn't hear me or you had trouble. Hopefully that problem is now resolved. So the thunderstorms that are moving just south of Indianapolis, thankfully that is not heading our way. That is going to stay off to the north. So again, we have this tornado watch in place. In case you didn't hear me, I did turn up the volume. My apologies. Until 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. This does include all of Kentucky and a majority of the state of Kentucky, southern Indiana, and southwestern Ohio. So this does also include southeastern Illinois as well. So this is the chance of potentially seeing some more spin-up tornadoes here as we head overnight. More not for us, but Indianapolis was dealing with multiple tornado warnings here over the past few hours. For us, it has been fairly quiet, active radar up to the north, and the only thing that we're tracking right now is this severe thunderstorm that is moving off to the east. Now, let's go ahead and update ourselves on where this storm is right now. Go ahead and comment where you're tuning in from. Okay, I see the comments much better. Thank you, guys. Where this thunderstorm is right now, producing some heavy rain over Crawford County. Right now, it's moving in on English. But I'm not really seeing any indications of some rotation with this storm. Maybe starting to try to see some broad rotation with it. But I'm not seeing an immediate threat of a tornado. This is not a tornado. It doesn't have a tornado tag on it. So this is really just a severe thunderstorm warning with that potential of producing some hail. So let me go ahead and, yep, all right, so this is our hail tracker. You can see that lighter gray color. We actually might be getting some hail clocking in over Kitterman Corners, just west of St. Croix, along I-64 through Crawford County. So mainly the storm is severe warned because of that hail potential. So currently there is no immediate threat of a tornado out there. I'm going to continue to watch some of these storms starting to fire up, not producing any lightning with it, but I think this is going to be the beginning stage potentially of another thunderstorm that I'm going to have to watch as it moves over Scott County, over Scottsburg, and then eventually over to Madison. So we're going to have more pop-up showers that continue to develop here, but right now the majority of the storms is off to the north. So let's break down those impacts today and tomorrow. So tornadoes definitely a threat, medium threat of seeing those tornadoes, large hail, strong wind gusts, as well as that main potential. But again, we have that level 3 out of 5 risk of seeing those tornadoes. We have a tornado watch in place. So at this point, it might even be a medium/high risk of seeing a tornado tonight because of that watch was issued, because we have that kind of environment here. So just make sure that you have multiple ways to receive warnings overnight tonight, especially as we head past, well, I guess, no, it's not dark out yet. 8:20, we don't have any windows in the studio. It's getting dark out there, but as you go to bed tonight, make sure you have that weather radio on and multiple ways to receive warnings. All right, so let's get to that forecast model. Let's start it right around 9 o'clock. I mean, it's only going to be potentially a few thunderstorms that have that capability to become strong. Tell you what, the model's not really looking too impressive. I think it's just going to be that off and on chance of seeing that storm develop potentially into a tornado midnight through 3 o'clock. Once we head past 3 o'clock, those storms will start to clear out. What we see at 6 o'clock is not going to be severe. That's just a little spurt of some rain. And then really the big rain and the biggest threat of seeing severe weather comes tomorrow. So we've been talking about Wednesday, and that threat is just a little bit higher for your Wednesday evening. So let's go ahead and update you with that. Tomorrow, not going to see anything during the day. Temperatures are going to be getting into the mid-80s. We have some sunshine, but you'll notice as we head towards the dinner time around 5 o'clock, we'll start to see some of these cells start to fire up, and this can be concerning when we have those lone cell thunderstorms that could potentially become tornadic. Also could produce some hail with it as well. So that threat is really going to open around 4 o'clock tomorrow through 7 o'clock. Now, you'll notice this line starts to develop around 8, 9 o'clock. It's going to be passing the metro. It has been trending off farther south to the west. But honestly, it could trend off farther to the east. It really is going to be producing some strong wind gusts. So if we're going to see any damaging straight line wind, I think it's going to be right along the leading edge of that system, the leading edge of that line that you're watching. But once this line passes you, that final line, I think our severe weather threat will be over by 11 p.m. tomorrow night, which would be great. So we don't have to worry about anything too late overnight, unlike what we're dealing with tonight with that tornado watch in place. So for tomorrow, what I was just showing you on that futurecast for your Wednesday afternoon, late afternoon into the evening, it's a level 3 out of 5. We did not get an upgraded risk. In fact, we're under a level 3 out of 5 from Dallas all the way over to Louisville, crossing and including Memphis and Nashville down in Tennessee. So risk level 3 remains in place for your Wednesday night. We are seeing some dark skies here. If you have any questions, I have the chat pulled up here. Tammy's tuning in from Litchfield, James from Floyd Knobs. We have Cindy tuning in. Wind is going to hit the Dixie Highway area. And if you're talking about tomorrow night, I think the biggest threat is going to be 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. for you. With that main line, I think around 9 p.m. tomorrow night. I'm assuming that's what you were asking. All right. Well, now that we have all those sound issues, we have Linda tuning in from Shepherdsville. So this tornado watch, it was just issued here just 20 minutes ago, including all of Kentuckiana. mainly including especially southern Indiana, which are seeing the worst of the weather. That tornado watch is in place until 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. So just make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings. It's not guaranteed that we're going to see tornadoes. A watch means that the ingredients are there and they're for you to prepare for potentially some strong to severe storms. And we are watching this severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like it's starting to weaken a little bit, so they might just let that expire. It was having that capability of producing some hail, but if I put the hail tracker on it right now, it doesn't look like it's no longer in that severe category. So what we're seeing right now, if you're a little concerned in Crawford County, that is not tornadic. It is not producing a tornado, and it does not look like it currently is, even over the next 5 minutes. I'll be watching that cell in case it continues to develop. But that's what our radar looks like right now. Bethany's tuning in from E-Town. Marcia has a question. Any chance storms will lose strength or break up in the overnight hours? Are you talking about tonight or tomorrow night? Two different answers for you. I think tonight, since we have the ingredients there and we have this tornado watch issued, yes, it's a little bit less likely in the overnight hours, but sometimes that heat just, it doesn't matter and the ingredients are there. So tonight it is going to be isolated, maybe a 40% chance of seeing a thunderstorm tonight, and then around a 20, maybe 10% chance of that storm becoming strong and produce a tornado. So it's a lower risk overnight tonight, not zero, not saying it's not going to happen, especially when we have this tornado watch in place. And in fact, look how quick that popped up. That tornado warning is in place. The northeastern Kentucky just crossing the river into Ohio over Maysville, north of Vanceburg. So these storms can fire up and start rotating very quickly. So that's why I'm going to sit here and keep my eyes on that radar. I mean, it is looking like we might be seeing some broad rotation with it. But yeah, you can start to see it starting to develop just a little bit, actually. Okay. Hold on. You kind of see that broad rotation starting to develop. Don't like that, especially when I line it up with the reflectivity. You can kind of start to see it's trying to become a more developed supercell in that beginning stage. So I am a little concerned with this storm as of now. It's still disorganized, still a little weak with that broad rotation, but I'm going to keep my eyes on it. So let's go ahead and put a track on it. I'm staying updated with the track. All right. All right, we don't have any updates from the National Weather Service on that warning. But again, all right, it started to weaken again, so that's good. So it can weaken, strengthen. I still think that there is a threat of tornadoes tonight here over the next few hours, especially until 3 o'clock. So just be prepared. Try not to be out on the road and have that phone on loud overnight tonight, because that tornado watch is in place until 3 o'clock in the morning here across Kentucky and Indiana. I'm going to switch back over to the chat. All right. So Josie asks, what is the threat for tonight? So let's go ahead and break down those threats. With that tornado watch is in place until 3 o'clock in the morning. Here are your weather threats: mainly hail and wind, and that medium high risk of seeing a tornado tonight. Tempted to put high because of that tornado watch, but I still think it's on that conditional risk, meaning we might get something and we might not. So that's why it's that medium risk. It's not a guaranteed or a high chance. I think it's just in that medium category where it could happen or it could not happen. The ingredients are there. Everything just has to come together at the right time for a tornado to form, which is why we have that tornado watch in place, because it is right on that edge of being a high risk for weather threats when we're talking about low, medium, high, not specifically the Storm Prediction Center risk. So yes, that's a very good question. Let's go ahead and get into your severe weather at night, because this watch doesn't expire until 3 o'clock in the morning, so it is a little bit of time obviously stay up to date, what you're already doing. You're on this Facebook Live, which is great. Have a way to wake up. Don't always rely on your cell phone. Sometimes they don't always go off. Make sure your phone is charged. Have the shoes nearby your bed if you need to get up quickly or seek shelter down into the basement. Have your kids maybe sleep on the first floor if that makes you feel a little bit better. Have batteries, a designated safe space first kit. Make sure that's all stocked up before you go to bed. Maybe some water downstairs in the basement if you have to ever go down there. But hopefully that we don't see nothing too bad out there. There is that tornado watch in place, so we'll be watching that. And it looks like that severe thunderstorm warning was expired, so we have no current warning in place. But yeah, you can see those storms are pretty nasty just off to the north, moving through Martinsburg. That is in Indiana. It looks like it's not heading our way, but we are watching these other cells start to fire up over our region. Tornado warning over Adams and Lewis County out of our area, just east of Maysville. So yeah. Tornado watch until 3 o'clock in the morning. If you have any further questions, feel free to message me on my Facebook page, meteorologist Colleen Peterson. It is important to make sure you have a plan before you go to bed tonight. Talk it over with your family, and of course, if anything starts to develop or spin up, I'll make sure to cut into programming and to update you. Follow us all on our social media sites. We automatically get posts on any watch or warning on my Facebook page and all of our team's Facebook page. Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine will be in here early tomorrow morning tracking the end of this threat when he gets in. So tornado watch until 3 o'clock this morning. Again, thank you for tuning in and giving your trust in us. And we're going to get through tonight and tomorrow night. Just stay on top of that forecast. Have a good one.